Hello, welcome to episode 309. We're going to be running a command after a delay. So what we do is we run one command and that schedules the next command to run later. Now, obviously, if you're using a data pack, just schedule a function. Don't use this. This is a way that just with command blocks, we can sort of do the same thing. So here's my command here. Just say hi. But maybe it opens a door, maybe it gives a prize, I don't know, maybe they've got to get across the room in a certain time. And when they go in the room, you can activate the command. So we're just going to set a timer. So I've set 60, so 3 seconds. And then after 3 seconds, this command block is activated. Just like that. We don't have to press any redstone or anything. We just activate it. This is similar to what we did before in episode 165, where we did a delay using an area effect cloud, but the commands for that were much more complicated. For this one, you can set up your timers, and then whenever you want to start something or schedule something, all you need to do is give it a score. So I've got my open door marker is going to be set to run in 3 seconds. Super easy. That's the controller, which will control all of them. So maybe you've got one opening a door, one giving an item, one doing some sort of pit trap, one that gives them an effect, whatever you can think of, really. This was from a comment on episode 165 by our good friend GalSergey, probably the most helpful person I know when it comes to Minecraft commands. So I think stop waffling and let's get on and make it now. Right, we'll start out with the first thing we need, and as it so often is, it's going to be a little bit of setup, because we're going to need a scoreboard for the timer. Right, put them the right way around. This is the setup. So we're going to have a scoreboard, objectives, and I'll call it delay timer, and it will be of type dummy. Okay, done. Boink. Right. Now we need to summon a marker. You could do it with an egg. Why not? I'll show you how to do it with an egg anyway. I don't know if this is the best way, because every egg would be different, maybe. But let's do it so you can see how it's done, in case you missed other episodes. In case you missed other episodes where we've done this. So let's give the player. I'll use a slime spawn egg. Okay, and I'll give it a display. And inside the display, we'll give it a name. Apostrophe, apostrophe, curly brackets, speech marks, colon, speech marks, that we do so often. Text. Marker for open door, I'll call it. Yeah, that'll do. Right, now let's give it some entity tags. Are we in the right place? We should be. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so let's give it an entity tag, because I don't actually want to spawn a slime, do I? What do I want to spawn? I want to spawn a Minecraft marker. Yeah, I want to spawn a marker, and I want that marker to have some tags. Tags are square brackets. This is a list. And I'm going to give it 2 tags. Now the first is just going to be, it is of type marker delay. And the second will be which marker is it? So we're going to say it's an open door marker. So when we activate this delay, it will power all open door markers. So you might have one to open the door, you might have one that gives someone an item. So you might have marker delay open door, marker delay give item. Right. And if we're going to have markers, I always find it helpful if we give ourselves a little show markers command. Let's pop in here and repeat, and we'll execute at any entity. Well, we could go by tag. I'm just going to say type equals marker. You could tag it as well if you wanted, but these are the only markers I'm going to have. And we'll have a particle, and it will be dust. And I'm going to have green, so I'm going to have no red, full green, no blue, size of 1, at those coordinates, small on the X, small on the Y, small on the Z, no speed, and 1 particle. Done. Right, let's turn that on. So if we've got any markers now, let's give myself an egg. There it is. There's our marker. Cool. I suppose we might as well give ourselves a command. Kill at entity. Now, if you did type marker here on your map, obviously you're going to kill all your markers. So I'm going to be a bit more precise for this one. I'm going to kill all the open door markers. Or that's anything with open door. Let's do marker as well. Okay, done. Now we can get rid of that. Cool. Kill marker. Kill marker, and I'll say it's open door as well. There we go. It's good to label your command blocks. I never used to when I first started making maps years ago, and I would come back and there'd be 1,000 command blocks. I had no idea what any of them did. Right, let's make a controller. That'll be our controller. This will be the button we use to activate it, and this will be our open door command. So let's do controller. You can stay on the second line. I'm happy with that. You are going to be activate. So this is the command we're going to run when we want to activate it. Okay. Controller is that. Right. Controller. We are going to scoreboard players remove. So we're going to count down from any entity whose type is a marker, whose tag equals marker delay. Yeah, that seems fine. So it's not just going to get the open door one, it's going to get all marker delay, so they're all going to be counting down. Only though, if their score delay timer is greater than 0. Oops, equals greater than 0. So if it does, then delay timer 1. So we're going to be removing 1. If their score is higher than 0, we'll remove 1. So they're all counting down now. Now we need to do something when they get to 0. Actually, when they get to 0 and 1. This is a pretty cool little command. I like this. Right, we're going to execute as any entity. Type equals marker. Tag equals marker delay. Again, we're not using the open door tag because that's too specific. We want all our timer markers to count down. Scores equals delay timer equals 0 to 1. So we're going to run this command when it's on 0 and when it's on 1. At S, store result in a block at the coordinates of the marker, store it into its auto, which is a byte. That's how the data is saved. A scale of 1, so we're not going to change the number at all. And what are we going to store in there? Well, we're going to run scoreboard players get at S, so the marker, and we're going to get its delay timer. So what's this going to do? What we're going to do is we execute at 0 or 1. So first it's going to be 1 because we're counting down, and when it hits 1, it's going to save a 1 into the auto tag. And then it's going to switch to 0, and then it's going to save a 0 into the auto tag. So effectively what that's going to do is turn the command block on, and then after 1 tick, turn the command block off. So that's done. This is our command block that we're going to be running. And now we need a way to activate it. So we just need to set the score. So scoreboard players. Now, whose score do I want to set? I am going to choose to set. This time we're going to be more specific. We're not going to use the tag marker delay because that's for all of them. We don't want them all counting down at the same time. That would be insane. Marker, well, unless your map wants that. So we'll pick the tag open door. And all we're going to do is set its delay timer to, 63 seconds. Pick anything you want. Done. Now we need our marker to be inside that block. So what we're going to do is break that block and put our marker in there. There he is. And we'll put our block down. And we'll do say hi. Done. I'll clear the chat, F3D. Now, if it's turned on, we should, let's do scoreboard, objectives, set display on the sidebar, delay timer, activate it, timer counts down, and when it gets to 0, no, it gets to 1, it powers it, it says hi, then it gets to 0, and it turns it back off. So we should be able to do it again. Cool. Okay. Now we could have another marker. Let's put another one here. These both, because we've used the same egg, these both have the marker or the tag open door. So it should power both of them. That's not how you say bye. So they're both running now, and we should get, we don't know which order though. I think it's pretty, I don't know, it might be pretty random, or whatever the code decides to do. It might pick the command block which is closest to -z, -x, I don't know. So not really any way to determine which way these are going to be running. But if you just had two doors and they both opened at the same time, this would be absolutely fine. If you had a command that had to, like, let's say it set a score and the other command relied on that score, this is not, you don't want to be using this. So, but that's it. Let's get rid of that number on the side. Get rid of that, and we'll get rid of that. Now, kill will remove both, so I suppose we could go in here and copy this command, copy, and we could just stand here, paste it in there, and we could do a limit equals 1, sort equals nearest, and just kill that one. And then we can activate this. It's counting down, we can't see it, and we get hi in the chat. Okay, I thought this was a very cool way, effectively, to use scheduling, but without a data pack. So, player runs into the room, the other door is open, they've got to get there within 5 seconds, or let's say 3 seconds, because that's my timer. As soon as they walk in the room, you can activate it, and now they've got to get to the end before, oh dear, didn't make it. There we go. That is how we can use, well, I suppose we're using a marker and a scoreboard to schedule a command to run. Okay, just a short one. See you next time. Bye-bye.